Can I get your reaction to the report's conclusion that there is evidence of a cover-up by the Department of Health and others over the years since the initial wrongs happened right back in the 1970s and 80s?
I think I would say that my reaction to the fact that there has been a cover-up is that to our community, that's no surprise. We've known that for decades, and now the country knows, and now the world knows as well. And the fact that Sir Brian has exposed that not only was there a cover-up, but there was a deliberate attempt to lie and to conceal, and not just by one person either, that this was systemic. This was by government, by civil servants, and by healthcare professionals. I think that really rocks what we think of as society and really challenges the trust that we put in people to look after us, to do their best and protect us. None of that can we take for granted anymore.
And I'd just like to add that I think that, that the deliberate destruction of records echoes that.
It's also how we were treated as well. Sir Brian brings to the fore about how the trusts and schemes that were set up to support us have treated us as well. So this is not only a cover-up, it's actually an abuse by many people who were set to supposedly care for us.
Throughout the report, Sir Brian refers to that line, the best treatment possible was given to people. And we now know once and for all that that was a lie. People have been saying that was a lie for many, many years. And now we have the definitive word on that.
We've been gaslit for generations. This report today brings an end to that, and it looks to the future as well, and says that this cannot continue, this ethos of denial and cover-up, and that the duty of care for candour has to be reviewed going forward, so that this can never happen again.
And people have lost decades of their life campaigning, and that has added to the trauma. Not only are you dealing with infection, dying, loss of family, loss of years and years of that have been wasted on this campaigning. It should never have happened. It should have been dealt with straight away.
And as I sit here as one of 27,000 blood transfusion victims, that's what echoes in my head. Behind every one of those 27,000 is a family.
Hi, Joe Pinkstone from the Daily Telegraph. I just wanted to ask you what you would say to the politicians in charge throughout the scandal and in charge now. There's some criticism of quite specific individuals in the report. I'd just like to get your thoughts on what you would say to them.
I think many of the politicians should hang their heads in shame. I think for the first time we've seen people like Jeremy Hunt and other health secretaries speak up recently and actually start to acknowledge their part in this scandal. Because no single person is responsible for this scandal. It's been the result of generations of denial, delay and cover-up. And whilst there might be an apology later today from the Prime Minister, it's not just the Prime Minister who holds responsibility and accountability for this. There are many others out there, and I would expect over the coming days and weeks for many more people to come forward and say sorry. I'm sorry for my part, and if they're genuinely sorry, they will help implement the recommendations that Sir Brian has recommended today.
And I think they need to know as well what they've been sorry for. Any apologies that we've had in the past have been meaningless, because all that they've said is that this should never have happened. We know that this should never have happened. What was your part in it? What are you sorry for?